After a year of waiting for a Tesla, we finally got it. When I talked to my friends who owned a Tesla, they told me, Marina, once you get it, you wouldn't want to drive any other car, you'll be a Tesla fan, and you will stick to this make forever. In this video, we're gonna talk about whether I feel the same, whether I'm happy with the purchase, how much we're paying, what's right about the car, and what's wrong about the car. Welcome to the Tesla review video on Silicon Valley Girl. Okay, let's try auto steering. I'm on this smaller road in Palo Alto and Tesla drives by itself, which is pretty cool, but I don't really use auto steer on these types of roads. Normally I would use it on a highway when I drive for an hour or so, like I'm going to San Francisco. It just makes more sense because here it still has some errors. Sometimes it mistakes the upcoming car for potential collisions, so it starts braking suddenly, and we've had a couple of those situations where Tesla just started braking out of the blue because it thought we're just about to collide with another vehicle, which wasn't true. So we decided that we would only use auto steer on bigger roads. But it's really smart. It's like you're getting used to not driving by yourself. And I think I'm becoming so lazy just because, you know, whenever we used to have to drive for hours, I would drive to LA and back all the time, and I had to steer the wheel. Now you just press a button and you relax and you put your hands on the wheel, so it basically would control you. Every 15 to 20 seconds it would ask you to put your hands on the wheel, because otherwise you might be on your phone, which is illegal, or you might be eating or distracted or whatever, so it actually controls you. Yoke steering wheel. My husband is a race driver, so when he saw this wheel, he didn't need to get used to it because he was like, oh, this is what I drive when I drive Formula cars, Formula 4, whatever. I had to get used to it. When I was learning how to drive, and I was doing it in Russia, so probably the rules were different back then, but they told us to never cross your hands on the wheel. Like, how do you turn without crossing your hands? Like, they cross here. Like, it takes more time to change the position of your hands on the wheel. So by the standards that I was accustomed to, it might be slightly dangerous. And I actually had two times when I wanted to put my hand on this upper ramp on the wheel, but it's non-existent. So I was slightly confused when I was driving it for the first couple of days. Now it's fine, I'm used to it completely, and I also understand why they did it, because if you're going on an autopilot, you just put your hands here and you relax and that's it. It's kind of more convenient, and of course it's a cooler look, it's great for marketing, great for all the reviews on YouTube. So Elon Musk knows his marketing game, and that's amazing. A lot of things to learn from it. You see, like, it's still a little bit weird, but you get used to it. Let's talk about how much you can fit into this Tesla. So we have a 6-seater because we have my husband and I, our nanny, 2 kids, which means 2 car seats. Our kids are really small, so we need those bigger car seats. The trunk is pretty small here, so it only fits 1 stroller, and I could probably fit a couple of bags from the grocery store. Tesla has another storage space in the front. They actually call it frunk versus trunk in the back. It's not very spacious. If you go to Costco, it wouldn't probably fit all the groceries that you got, but it's good for like a regular grocery store hole, and it just provides some extra space in the car. I didn't close it. That's the problem. Like, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, now I closed it. Let's talk about charging our Tesla. If you watched my previous vlogs, you know that I have a subscriber here who gifted us Tesla charger for a house because he has a company which specializes on doing that. So I calculated how much it costs me to charge my Tesla at home. By the way, initially I thought I don't really need a charger at home. There are plenty of superchargers around where I live, and I would just go to a supercharger, spend 1 hour there. But then I went to the one that was the closest, and it was in the parking lot. It was below the ground, so you were sitting in the dark for an hour, and I was like, So I was actually really glad that he gifted us this charger. Let's talk about the cost. The cost varies depending on the time when you charge your car. So if you charge in the evening and in the night, you pay around $3 per hour of charging. If you charge during the day, it gets more expensive, so it's $3 to $4. On average, it takes 6 to 7 hours to fully charge the car, and normally you start charging when you have 100 miles left, just because 100 miles for me is the psychological level, because it means I won't be able to go to San Francisco and back, and San Francisco is one of the destinations that we go to quite often. So whenever I see below 100 miles, I start charging. And a fully charged Tesla shows you 268 miles available, and because we live in the hills, it's always up and down, so in reality, you don't really drive for 168 miles before the next charging cycle. You actually drive less because of ups and downs, because of air conditioning and other features that you use that consume the battery power. So whenever we charge at home, it costs us $20 to $25 per cycle. Comparing it to our gas car, gas costs around $6 for a gallon where I live. We spend around $110, $120 for the full tank, and it lasts us around 5 days. So I would say Tesla is 3x less expensive, and let's not forget that you don't have to change oil. You don't have to add this AdBlue, or Porsche keeps asking for it all the time. And this whole experience of not having to go to a gas station is pretty cool. It's just almost like your phone. You come back home, start charging it, in the morning, it's ready for you. The process of buying a Tesla is something that makes Tesla really different from other car brands. Now, first of all, I was thinking about getting a Tesla for a while, but I was like, maybe we should wait a couple more months. Maybe there will be another model coming out. My husband and I were walking at Stanford Shopping Center, and we saw this Tesla boutique, and we went in, and he was like, let's do it. Let's just put $100 deposit down and be on the line for the next Tesla.
What just happened?
Yeah, make a decision fast. That's
I was like, let's take a look at a Tesla. And we reserved a Tesla. Nice.
congratulations.
Nice. Wow. It's because it's like $100 down. You're like,
Yeah, it's like so easy to decide.
Yeah.
This is a good life hack for business, guys.
Yeah.
If you have like huge check, you can just
yeah, we do
ask
that.
a deposit.
We do that at Lingua Trip. We do like a deposit first. Wow.
And this is a great marketing trick, because if you're thinking of just an ordinary car, in order to go from a person who just loves this car brand to being a client, you need tens of thousands of dollars to actually purchase a car. With Tesla, and it's really important, it's just this different kind of relationship with the brand. It takes just $100 to go from a person who likes the brand to actually paying something to the company. And I wonder what their conversions are, like from being a $100 deposit customer to actually purchasing a car. But I think it's just a great marketing hack that they did. So we put $100 down. That was back in January 2021. And then things started happening that I didn't really like. But again, Tesla is known for them. The lady who took our deposit told us to expect the car in March. But in March, Tesla released this new Model X, and we're like, okay, let's just wait a couple more months and get a new one. So we changed the order, and the delivery date was around May 2021. And I was like, yay, that's so exciting, because I was expecting my second baby in June. And I was like, right for the delivery, we're gonna have this new car, we're gonna sell the older car. But then in May, it changed to June. In June, it changed to August. In August, the delivery date disappeared. It reappeared back in January 2021, and we ended up getting our car in March 2022. And during this roller coaster, when they changed the date, I was like, maybe I don't even need it. Maybe I don't even need a car. I'm good with my old car. Like, it was a roller coaster of emotions. And if we think about the whole Tesla policy about being specific about the dates, like Cybertruck was supposed to come out, 2022, Tesla Roadster, doesn't really happen. But the thing is, you just get used to, this is the way this company functions, I'm fine with it, next time I'm gonna remember it. But it's finally here, so we waited a year and 2 months. Another story that really characterizes the Tesla in general is the process of buying it. So before Tesla, we got a Cadillac, and it was like we went to the office, we spent 8 hours in their office signing all the papers and waiting for one department to approve another department to approve another department, and to go to a bank to get a check and then come back and then get the car ready. But they were like, congratulations on your new car. Do you want us to put a bow on it? Do you want me to take a picture with the new car? I hope you love it. With Tesla, everything was online, so saved a bunch of time. We had a specific date of appointment. It was, by the way, my birthday. And the app told us that it's gonna take less than 15 minutes. So we came there, we signed, and the guy was like, here's your key, there's your Tesla. Bye. And we're like, aren't you gonna give us a tour of the car? Aren't you gonna congratulate us, ask us whether it's our first Tesla or a second Tesla, or tell us welcome to the Tesla family? Nothing like that happened. It was like, really, you know, like, I understand it's a commodity, but it's my first Tesla, you know, I'm super excited. I was expecting something, you know, let's celebrate all together. Well, they didn't want to celebrate with me. Anyway, this is just something to expect and not have false expectations about celebrating, but we celebrated with my husband and I was fine with that. One of the benefits of having a Tesla is that you're able to close all the doors by just pressing on the screen, which at first seems like, is that an advantage? Like, it's not too hard to close the doors, but you have 2 kids, if you have your stroller in your trunk, you know, all the doors are open and you just press one button and all the doors and the trunk close automatically. Such a time saver. It's all about those small details. Let's talk about the economics, how they work. So there are 2 options in the US to drive a vehicle. First of all, you can finance it. So you basically take a loan with a bank. You pay monthly payments to the bank, but you end up owning the car, which means you have unlimited miles, you do whatever you want. You can sell it in 3 years, you can sell it in 10 years, you don't have to sell it all. So it's your car. Another option that I haven't really tried before, just because it wasn't too common in a country where I come from, is leasing. So leasing is like this long-term rent where you drive a car for 3 years, you have a limit on the number of miles that you can drive, and I haven't really thought about this. I just chose the cheapest option. It was like 10,000 miles, that would be good. And I've been driving this car for a bit over 2 months and I've already driven 3,000 miles, which means I will have to pay extra for the extra miles that I drive. And an extra mile costs 25 cents. And I did some calculations, what if I purchased the right amount of miles? So if I purchased the right amount of miles, 1 mile would have cost me 16 cents. So the next time I would make sure I calculate the amount of miles correctly. Anyways, with the leasing option, there are still a couple of benefits. First of all, if you want to drive a new car every 3 years and not bother selling it later, this is a great option. You take the car, you drive it, and then the dealer takes care of it. Thing number 2, and I'm not a specialist here, but I was talking to my CPA and she said, Marina, please lease this Tesla, because leasing is easier in terms of tax write-offs. And if you use this vehicle for business purposes, like going to a shoot or shooting in this vehicle, this is considered a business vehicle. So she asked me to do a lease. And if you think about potential tax savings, the tax bracket in the US is progressive, and on average, depending on the year, I pay from 35 to 40-ish% in taxes, which means that out of $1,500 a month, if I write it off, 40% are my potential savings. So I decided to do this basic calculation, and I just checked the price for this car. We got it for $108,000 plus tax. Right now the new car is $135,000. It's just crazy how the prices are growing. But anyways, our down payment was $7,144. We pay $1,520 a month, $160 insurance, and if we include charging, we'd end up paying $71,000 for 3 years of driving this Tesla, which I think is a lot. But if you calculate all of the potential savings and include them, like tax write-offs, then we would end up with $52,000 for 3 years. And again, it's interesting. I am a fan of buying a car and owning a car and then selling it later. But I wonder how much Teslas lose in their value over 3 years, because there is battery life. It's different from a regular car. So we own a Porsche Cayenne, which we bought in 2018. So we've owned it for almost 4 years, and we got it for like $53,000, and it included extra warranties and insurance, etc. Right now we're trying to sell it for $27,000. Nobody wants it. I think we're gonna end up selling it for like $23K. So right now I'm not 100% convinced that leasing is a better option. I still think owning a car and not having a limit on how many miles you drive and being able to sell it whenever you want looks more convincing to me. But subscribe to this channel, come back in 2.5 years when the lease is over, and I'm gonna tell you what I think leasing versus buying. Another thing that I'm getting used to is changing gears on the screen. This is so cool though. And I was recently washing it for the first time. So I went to this car wash where you leave the car and then the system just takes it through this whole washing process. And the guys tell me, put your car on neutral. Neutral. I was like, it took me a moment to realize that I've never used neutral on this car. And the second thought was like, how do I even do that? Finally, I realized there's a small button on the screen that you press and then your car is in neutral. Falcon doors. Again, when I was talking to my friends who have kids and who have Tesla Model X, they told me these are the best doors for the kids. They actually are. Like putting a small kid into a car seat is very convenient unless the door doesn't open fully. This time, I don't know why, but it decided there is some obstacle here, so it didn't open fully. What I need to do is close it again and try to open it again. Maybe it works this time. Let's see. Now, yes, this is super convenient. Like you have a baby, a small baby, and you don't need to bend. You just put your baby right here and then you shut the door. So this is really convenient. But again, sometimes it just doesn't open fully. Talking about things I don't like in Tesla. It's been 2 months and 10 days, and yesterday the air conditioning system has collapsed or broken or whatever. I don't know what happened, but whenever we switch it on, we get really hot air. It's 80 degrees outside today. It's gonna be almost 100 tomorrow. So hopefully they would be able to fix it fast. This Tesla has been recalled twice. The first recall letter that we got in our mail was talking about some issue in the system that would be fixed with the next system update. So that was fixed automatically. The second email that we got was a more serious recall. They have some problems with the airbags, but they told that it's okay to drive the car, but we're in line for the details. They don't have the details yet. Once they get them, they're gonna take the car and fix it. 2 months, 10 days, 2 recalls, and 1 broken air conditioning system.
So they told me to basically create a service appointment through an app. And I know it's a process and I know they have the rules to follow, but sometimes you're coming and you see real people and you really want help from real people, not in, I don't know. Okay, maybe it's just me.
So the app is kind of convenient. So I booked an appointment. The only problem, the appointment is in 18 days, which means that in this heat, I won't be able to operate the vehicle during the day, maybe in the mornings and in the evenings, but otherwise it's gonna be too hot. So yeah, 18 days and hopefully it's gonna get fixed. Hopefully I wouldn't have to pay for it because it's technically not my fault. It's a new car. I didn't even do anything to this air conditioning system. Oh my God. Now that was nice. You see, I came here and he came out and tried to do some tests on the car and ended up realizing I would need to replace the whole thing. Anyways, this is humane. This is what I'm looking for. You're at the dealership and you want to talk to a person. Yeah, the next month, that's also the thing. I can't drive it because it's too hot, right? It's almost impossible, but I will still be paying for my lease. This is definitely a downside of leasing a car. Something that's super convenient is that everything about your Tesla is in this single iPhone app. So you don't really need a key or a card that they gave us when we got the Tesla. But there are some things you need to be aware of. Yesterday, my friend told me a story when she and her boyfriend went to a place in the middle of nowhere and she only had her phone with her and a Tesla. And there was a massive system outage at Tesla, so she couldn't really open her car with the phone and she couldn't do anything. Since then, she always has a key with her. And another situation is when I was at the car wash. The guy asked me for the key for the car so he could drive it through the car wash, but I didn't have a key and I didn't really want to leave my phone because I wanted to work during that time. So I had to be in the car with him, which is fine, but it would have been more convenient if I just had the key. So I think I will start carrying a key with me as well. If you're wondering what happens if all the screens on Tesla stop working suddenly, what do you do? Well, this is exactly what just happened. all the screens on Tesla stopped working. So this is where you change gears. It's sensor, like small buttons. I don't even know if the turning signal works. I don't think it's working. Which makes it kind of dangerous. I'm driving back to the service right now to ask them. I don't know whether it's Tesla on its own or they did something to it. But it's just, oh my God. So we came back to the service. They checked the car. They try to reboot it, it's not working. So they're like, we might need to fix your AC sooner rather than later. So they're taking the car, because basically you can drive it, but it's like, I don't know, I think it's not safe because the turning signals, I think they were not working. They're giving me a loaner. I'm glad they have one. Ooh, interesting. Now we're gonna see the older Model X in what, 15 minutes. Oh my God. This is not set up, guys. It looks like I've set everything up for the review. Honestly, I was just trying to fix the AC and then this whole thing happened. You know, all my stuff for the kids. Wanted to just be grateful to the guy at Tesla service. Because, you know, I didn't have an appointment. Now it's the second time that I came back without an appointment. My car is off. I'm confused. I don't want to drive it back home because I just don't see anything what's going on with the car. I don't see the speed that I'm driving at. I don't see the battery life, nothing. And he gave us the loaner in like 10 minutes. He took the car in. No questions, no papers to sign. Everything is digital. Everything is, I don't even have the car key. Again, I don't have the car key, and he did everything electronic. That was super fast. Like, that was one of the best experiences with getting a loaner and leaving your car in service.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Dimka.
Dimka is my husband. What do you think?
That you are beautiful.
Thank you. I didn't ask him for that. To say that. What do you think about Tesla?
I think that for the young brand, they reach impressive results. But in terms of quality, I think Hyundai and Kia will look like Rolls-Royce compared to this car. I mean, the quality is really lower than Hyundai or Kia, which is not surprisingly for me, because I think, as Elon Musk even said by himself, that to build a car, to build a factory is more difficult than to build on a car. So it's way harder to reach the quality on the huge volume. And the brands like Kia, Hyundai, Mercedes, BMW, etc., they have a long history of making the cars, so they know how to do it on scale. First, that's the first reason. And the second reason, that Tesla doesn't prioritize quality, they prioritize technology. I think, guys, like, I have a theory that there is a book called Blitzscaling written by Reid Hoffman, CEO and co-founder of LinkedIn and PayPal. In this book, the idea is that the whole startups here in Silicon Valley, they prioritize speed over quality. So they gain the market share, and that's the most important thing at the beginning, and they can think about quality. So I think Elon Musk care more about technology and about like the market share. He want to buy it as much as he can in terms of market
build
share.
Infrastructure also.
Yeah, and also that's one of the reasons why he building all this infrastructure. And if you see the regular cars like Escalade, Cadillac, Mercedes, and other brands, they basically outsource a lot of stuff, like powertrain. They outsource the electronics and all the stuff. And Tesla, they try to produce everything in house. All the electronics, even the computer, powertrain, batteries, everything in house, which is amazing, and in the long term it's a huge competitive advantage. And also they own an infrastructure. They have biggest network of chargers. They also have their own dealership, so they sell the cars by themselves. And that's basically, like, in terms of service, that's amazing, because the experience is super good and fast. You just like bought it through the phone and that's it. But the downside of it, the quality, yeah, because it's nowhere, to be honest. You can see like what is this? It's crazy. You know, the best part in terms of quality on this car is this one, because this from Mercedes. It's old Tesla, and they used to partner.
It's like that they buy
Mercedes.
parts.
Yeah, they buy this one, and this one is from Mercedes.
Yeah, look at the seat. Like
Yeah.
the seat is.
And I remember like in 2017 our friend gave us Model S, Tesla Model S, and we drove Model S to buy our Mercedes E-Class pre-owned 2011 with like 3 times more miles than Tesla. The interior was way better, the quality of seat, like interior, the conditions of the seats, the interior overall was way better than a Tesla. So, and it was like older car,
So Tesla is like an iPad.
yeah, it's basically like a gadget, you know.
Yeah. If you were to do this over again, would we still get a Tesla?
Yeah, I think like for you as a Silicon Valley girl, I think that's a cool experience, and like we like to try like new things, cutting edge technologies. I think that's great to experience that. Yeah, I'm like Mercedes fan, so I hope Mercedes will catch up and do something great as well on EV market soon.
Cool.
And Elon Musk, respect, you're the greatest entrepreneur right now.
Of course, he's watching, and
Yeah.
he was just about to write a
mean,
comment, and now he's
yeah.
like, oh my god, they actually like me. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, guys, I wanted to wrap up this video in a completely different way. I wanted to talk about like, would I get this car? Or if I had to do it all over again, maybe I would have gotten something different. And my answer was, I was thinking about saying like, I would still get Tesla Model X, but I would buy an older Model X. And, you know, the universe works in a way that we're now driving a loaner that they gave me for a week or so until they figure out what's going on with our car. And this is a 2017 Model X. Actually, like to me, I'm not being objective here. It looks a bit older than 2017. I would say like, I don't know, 2013. But I just Googled it. And oh my God, $70,000 for this car. By the way, interesting, how many miles does this one have? This one is 50,000 miles. I don't know, this $70,000, for $70,000 I could get something newer, maybe not as smart, maybe not 100% electric. It just doesn't feel like a $70,000 car to me. Again, let me know what you think. Take a look. What I like about this model though, well, it's just I'm more used to this. It has all the gear changes right here, so something that we're used to. It has this round wheel, which is, again, now I don't really mind, but it just feels more natural, I guess, just because we're more used to it. The air conditioner is working, all the screens are working, the car is working. What else do you need? I'm a happy person. I got my car back, now I need to reinstall the car seats, etc. But yeah, hopefully it's all covered by the warranty, and this is what they told me, unless I was tweaking with the car, which I was not doing. Would I get the same Model X? I think it is cool. And if, you know, your business is making good cash, you think it's a good write-off, you like new technology, you like to experiment with things, then definitely yes. If you don't care about, like my Tesla, I'm gonna use it for a lot of TikToks. I'm gonna create so much content in there, which I'm already doing. If you don't care about that stuff, I think it's really overpriced. I would get something, I don't know, more traditional. I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys. Looking forward to reading your comments and looking forward to getting my car back. Thank you so much for watching this video up to the very end. Subscribe to Silicon Valley Girl, and see you very soon in the next video. I promise this wasn't set up. Bye.